My take on the Zhanle Pan 100 meter freestyle, time of 47.53 seconds from today, 15 February 2024, in the final of the men's 100 meter freestyle at the 2024 World Aquatics Championships in Doha, Qatar. So the final was Thursday, 15 February 2024, same day I'm filming this. I'm just in a different part of the world. Northern Seattle, Washington State, or suburbs of Northern Seattle, Washington State, United States of America, Planet Earth, the original. And with his time, he achieved first place. So this is, I had a format for this race that I was going to do for the individualized athletic performance contextualizations today, which is actually what I've been doing a couple times now, is I won't have assigned a person. I'll be like, if I have space for a contextualization or I want a contextualization for this event, choose one based on the results. So that was going to be my approach for this. And then Sarah Sjostrom did not start in the 100 meter freestyle. So I was like, okay, I have a little bit of one or two spots opened up kind of thing. So I'm including two people for this race. So since I covered a swim by him earlier in this championships, I decided it'd be good to follow through. And then the other one I'm going to cover is Alessandro Moresi for a different reasons. So my take / perspective on his performance and contextualize it in terms of his performance in this event relative to his time for a relay leadoff earlier in the same championships, as well as my numbers color scheme. So I thought, if you want to know what a swimmer is thinking from a World Championships level swimmer, I'm going to link in the video description to a podcast on the YouTube channel Swim, where someone named Coleman Stewart, is that right? Coleman Hodges, sorry, not the swimmer, Coleman Hodges, interviews Nathan Adrian, who is somebody I grew up watching. He's a Washingtonian, just like me, or not just like me. He's from a different county. He's from Kitsap County, which is that way. A wee bit, and potentially a ferry ride, depending on how one wants to get to Kitsap County. But point being, he's Washingtonian, and I grew up watching him, and he's the only male American sprinter from the same state of the country, and who was out there at a world level when I was young, like as a teenager. So he's kind of, if there's a #1 American sprinter from my perspective, me, Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, this is my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi, it's Nathan Adrian. There's nobody that gets to take that place. Now, if we wanted to say sprinter in a different sport, that might be Apollo Antonono. But those two kind of were like sporting childhood from the male perspective, living in the Seattle area, being a Seattle child kind of thing. So I'll link to that podcast, and he talks about a number of things, including his perspective on World Championships and this 2024 World Championships. So I'll link to that in the video description if you're interested in that at all. It is over half an hour long, if I'm recalling correctly. So just some people like to just sit and watch. It might be too long. It's chaptered out, so they time chunk, at least as of my seeing it before filming this. It was time chunked, so you could click on the 2024 World Aquatics Championships portion of the video. Okay, so back to this swim. He was out fast, as in at the 50 meter mark, he ranked #1, and at the 100 meter mark, he ranked #1. So he just went whoop. This is Zhanle Pan Zhanle of China. And so it was not as fast as his relay lead off earlier in the same championships. That was for the 4x100 meter freestyle relay, men's. And that was a 46.80. He was not as fast. I swam Summer League, competed in that for 12 years. What's my take? Why? Well, if I'm allowed to put a Tanis filter on this and say he watched my YouTube videos, and maybe he saw the YouTube video about him that I made about him and that time, the 46.80, and maybe he's seen my channel, and maybe he knows my color scheme. Maybe him and Alessandro Moresi, who got second place, were in cahoots for going 47s, because in my color scheme, 47 is yellow and purple, and yellow and purple are the colors of the University of Washington. And I've been bringing up on this channel potentially going to spectate a competition at the University of Washington indoor track and field, the Dempsey, which actually was, I did look up, it did host the Mile City Mile. I put up a result, an athletic performance contextualization for the Mile City Mile back in January 2024, and that was actually contested at where I'm thinking of going. It's been on this channel in a walking and talking before, a view of the indoor track and field from the outside. But so maybe they're trying to reinforce with 47s, go attend that indoor track and field meet. So if we put it through a me filter, that's good for me. And then as for the 47.53, that was not far off, if I'm recalling correctly, from, was it Maxime Grousset's? He got this a silver medal or something like, or a bronze, but I think it was silver in like 2022 at the World Aquatics Championships with a similar time, if I'm recalling correctly. So it's a good time in that sense, if I'm recalling correctly. I did not look that up before this, so I did write about the Maxime Grousset medal back then. Or was that European Championships? Either way, this is not an unfamiliar medal for time for a medal in this race at a regional, continental, or world championships level. And then my numbers color scheme. So it's a little bit slower, but that's my Tanis filter for if we're saying he watches this YouTube channel kind of thing. There's one take on that. He wants me to attend the indoor track and field competition at the University of Washington. And I attended the University of Washington per transcripts, like enrolled student kind of 2010 and 2012. Go Huskies. And then, so numbers color scheme, so 4 and 7, yellow and purple, and then 5 and 3 would be red and pink. So here's my red, and I'm the pink, because I'm a she, her, hers. There we go. So that is my take on the Zhanle Pan 100 meter freestyle at time of 47.53 seconds from 15 February 2024.